Jackson is so freaking awesome. It's good to have you, man.
Our homie, Patrick Mahomie. I don't sing that song for my own personal, just fun.
All right, that's twice today. I hope we're not going to have that 38 more times over the next 4 weeks. Here's hoping. We're going to have to talk to some. All right. But that's our little intro for the Chris Sims top 40 quarterback rankings. We talked earlier about guys who didn't make it. Sorry, Blake Bortles. Sorry, Teddy Bridgewater. At number 40 was Tyrod Taylor, the backup now of the LA Chargers. So we have reached the moment in the show where it is time to unveil number 39 on the Chris Sims list of top 40 NFL quarterbacks.
Yeah, number 39 will be Colt McCoy. Yes, Hook'em Horns, Texas, Colt McCoy. Very close between him and Tyrod Taylor. In fact, I kind of made this list, too, a little bit before I knew that Colt McCoy was still going to be dealing with this leg injury going into the offseason, to where I could have I know people are going to probably get mad at me and go, oh, Tyrod Taylor should be 39. Colt McCoy should be 40. Whatever. I get it. It's very close here. I went with Colt McCoy originally. Colt McCoy is a talented football player. I mean, hey, the Redskins were thinking about going into this season as him as the starting quarterback when all said and done. You know, really, when he came in last year for Alex Smith, I thought they had a chance to be every bit as good on offense with Colt McCoy as Alex Smith. He's a good athlete, Mike. He's accurate. He really has no glaring weakness to his football game. He doesn't have a big-time arm. He doesn't have big-time speed, but there's nothing I can look at and go, ooh, he does this, poorly. No, he's got good timing, good anticipation, knows where to throw the football, can get out of the pocket and extend plays. Has played in some big moments for the Washington Redskins and, of course, through his college career. So, yeah, I look at Colt McCoy as being one of the better backups in all of football. Really, the big thing for him is going to be the status of this leg and what happens to him through training camp here, because he could end up ultimately being trade bait here at some point this offseason as well.
Yeah, or possibly being cut. I mean, It's a crowded house on that depth chart in Washington with Dwayne Haskins, Case Keenum, Alex Smith, who isn't on the roster, but he'll be on injured reserve. He'll be around, and there's a lot of money invested in him. And see, that's the thing. How much value does Colt McCoy have as a mentor to a Dwayne Haskins, as a facilitator to a guy like Case Keenum, who is new to the system? Is Alex Smith enough of a guy to do it? Or, McCoy is the only one that's got more than 1 year experience with Jay Gruden. The other guys are all either 1 year in like Alex Smith or brand new like Keenum and Haskins.
Yeah, no, I would believe that Colt McCoy can give Dwayne Haskins, more tutelage as far as what to expect from Jay Gruden and the Washington Redskins and the little intricacies of the offense more than anybody there in the building. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, Alex Smith, of course, has a lot to offer, but he still is not going to know the offense to the extent Colt McCoy is in the years he's been there, in that same system. So, I would think Colt McCoy or Dwayne Haskins is probably leaning on a Colt McCoy a lot at this point, especially since he's kind of competing with Case Keenum. Colt McCoy's not out there practicing full speed, can't do anything yet because of issues with the surgery and everything like that in his leg, to where I would imagine Dwayne Haskins is asking Colt McCoy a lot of questions, and Colt's probably giving him a lot of answers too, because he probably wants to keep that quarterback competition tight between Dwayne Haskins and Case Keenum so he can jump in there and get involved and doesn't want one guy to run away with it.
He had a year with the 49ers before joining Washington. His first 3 seasons, though, with the Browns. Easy to forget that he was one of the many names on the back of that jersey that just has one quarterback last name after another. Started 21 games and had his chance in 2011. 13-game starter. Not a great year. He had 11 interceptions and 11 fumbles. Now, they recovered 9 of the 11, but still, that's way too many times for a quarterback to put the ball on the ground, and he just didn't do enough to stave off the Brandon Weeden experiment that began the next year, and a lot of impatience for the quarterback position in Cleveland. But, when he's had chances he hasn't been horrible.
No.
The problem last year, when his chance finally came after the Alex Smith injury, he suffered the broken leg.
Yeah, that's been an issue with him at two separate times of his career, really, is, he's kind of gets going and is going to assert himself as, one of those guys that maybe be as a potential starter / really high-end quality backup. But, yeah, injuries have been the issue. And, yeah, he was just kind of getting it going last year on, what was that, Monday night in Philadelphia when he broke his leg, makes a big run down the right sidelines, when you feel like he's finally getting comfortable, that happens. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting offseason with Colt McCoy, the Redskins. You're right. He could end up getting cut at some point during training camp. He could end up looking good maybe in the first few preseason games, and a team that might go, ooh, we need a backup, or we need somebody that's, got a little experience. He could be a guy that the league calls Washington for and asks for, a trade and does something like that as well.
And Chris, even though Kirk Cousins later established himself as the guy in Washington, in 2014, when RG3 got injured and Cousins came in, Cousins got benched for McCoy at one point during that season. Now, Cousins came back, but Cousins did get benched, and they went with McCoy. So they've seen something there with McCoy for a while.
Yes, they have. He grew as a player. Once he got out of Cleveland, the San Francisco, Washington years, he really started to improve and has had moments of impressing me.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.